Hey, you know there's so much interesting and literally incredible stuff around. Sometimes all you can do is say a meaningful, Maybe some of these hard to believe facts will make you say, Let's check. Barbie's full name is Barbara Millicent Roberts. It turns out her parents are named George and Margaret Roberts, and they are from Wisconsin. The Statue of Liberty is made of copper and was originally the same color as a copper penny. It turned green in 1920 due to oxidation. Yes, it's not easy being green. There are more atoms in one glass of water than there are glasses of water in all the world's oceans. You can check it yourself. In some mountain systems, such as the Sierra Nevada in California, pink snow falls. It tastes and smells like watermelon. Just don't eat the yellow snow. A corn cob always contains an even number of rows, usually 16, and an even number of kernels, averaging 800. You can smell the rain. It's a mix of plant oils, bacteria, and ozone. Salvador Dali designed the Chups logo himself in 1969. The artist insisted that the emblem should crown the packaging and be immediately noticeable. In the southern hemisphere, there is an analog of the northern lights, the southern lights. It is also best observed in winter. In the Victorian era, people said prunes, which translates to prunes, to look more serious in photographs. Smiles were not in vogue then. The Sargasso Sea has no shores. It is located in the center of the North Atlantic and its boundaries are outlined by 4 currents. When you sneeze, air currents leave your nose at a speed of 160 kilometers per hour. To find out if cranberries are ripe, farmers throw them on a wooden surface. Only ripe berries bounce. 90% of the Earth's population lives in the northern hemisphere. In the 18th century, ketchup was considered a medicine, and in the US, it could be bought in tablets. The longest musical piece in the world will play for 6 to 39 years. The organ 2 as less P will be performed as slowly as possible, completing in Germany in 2640. Don't miss it. In every episode of Friends, there is the word friends in English. Who would have thought? Justing is an official sport in the American state of Maryland. The computer game designer Toru Iwatani confessed that Pac-Man was inspired by a pizza with one slice missing. The cookie monster from Sesame Street is actually named Sid. An adult consists of 7 octillion atoms. That's 7 and a huge number of zeros. For comparison, our galaxy has only 300 billion stars. The heart of a blue whale is larger than a small car. Its beat can be heard 3 kilometers away. Dolphins address each other by name, using a special squeak. Cleopatra lived closer to the first moon landing, just 2,000 years before it, than to the construction of the Pyramid of Cheops. They are separated by 2.5 millennia. Bubble wrap was originally intended as textured wallpaper. It was created by gluing 2 shower curtains together. In total, you will spend about 6 months of your life waiting for the green light. Patience to you. A lightning strike contains enough energy to toast 100,000 pieces of toast. In 1992, approximately 1,000 rubber ducks fell from a cargo ship into the Pacific Ocean. They are still being found from Alaska to Australia. In the Netherlands, there is a special bridge for squirrels over a high-speed highway. In a year, no more than 5 animals use it. A small hole in the bottom of a lock allows water to drain during heavy rain. The largest snowflake in history was the size of a frisbee. It was found in Montana in 1887. Roosters have built earplugs, thanks to which the birds do not go deaf from their own voice. Croissants, which many consider one of the symbols of France, appeared in Austrian Vienna, and they began to be baked in France only in the 30s of the 19th century. The largest pyramid is not in Egypt, but in the Mexican state of Puebla. If your brain were a computer, it would perform 38 trillion operations per second. The most powerful computer in the world can boast only 0.02% of this power. To get a job as a London taxi driver, you need to remember 320 routes, 25,000 streets, and 20,000 landmarks. GPS for wimps. The expiration date on water bottles refers to the bottle, not the water. Over time, plastic can leach inside, but the water itself does not spoil. The most successful pirate of all time was a woman named Qing Shi. Under her command were 80,000 men. On average, a person checks their phone once every 6 minutes or 150 times a day. Africa is the only continent located in 4 hemispheres at once. It is crossed by both the equator and the prime meridian. Road markings appeared thanks to leaks in milk trucks. The trace from it in 1911 was noticed by Edward Hines and inspired the idea. The Incas used knots for storing and transmitting information instead of writing. NASCAR drivers sweat so much that they can lose 5 kilograms during a race. The heat that your body emits in just half an hour is enough to boil 4 liters of water. Apple launched a line of clothing and household items in 1986, but did not succeed. All people with blue eyes probably have a common ancestor, as they are united by the same gene sequence. One Australian tried to sell New Zealand on eBay. The administration stopped the auction when the price was $3,000. Mount Everest is not the highest mountain in the world. The absolute champion is the volcano Mauna Kea, whose above water part rises to 200 meters, the rest is hidden underwater. The combination of a question mark and an exclamation mark, which we often end sentences with, is called an interrobang. Tortilla chips are an excellent fire starter. They easily ignite and burn for a long time. Oops, that wasn't intentional. The name IKEA is an acronym and stands for, no, I won't even try. In short, it is the name of the company's founder, the name of the farm where he grew up, and his hometown. Astronaut Alan Shepard is the only person to have played golf outside the planet. He did this on the moon in 1971 during the Apollo 14 mission. The speed of movement of lithospheric plates is comparable to the speed of nail growth. Cats can be allergic to humans. However, such a reaction is more often caused by perfume or soap, not natural scent. In Central and South America, there is a fruit called black sapote, which tastes like chocolate pudding. Art was an Olympic sport. From 1912 to 1948, athletes competed in portraiture, music, painting, and architecture. The black box on board an aircraft is usually bright orange. This makes it easier to find if necessary. On Mars, the sky is red and the sunsets are blue. It's all about the dust particles in the planet's atmosphere. The famous chef's hat contains exactly 100 pleats, symbolizing 100 ways to prepare eggs. Your brain is 6% fat, making it the fattiest organ in the body. Play-Doh was developed as a wallpaper cleaner. The stop sign was yellow for the first 30 years. By 1954, a non-fading red paint appeared, and its design was changed. In 2014, two Antarctic researchers, separated by a 45-minute helicopter, found each other on a dating app. Annual rings grow wider in wet and warm weather. The hottest inhabited place in the world is Dalal in Ethiopia. The average annual temperature here is 34 degrees Celsius. In summer, it rises to 46 degrees. The only letter not found in the periodic table is J. A single strand of spaghetti is called spaghetto, and ravioli in the singular is raviolo. Leaving French style often refers to disappearing from a party unnoticed, but the French say leaving English style. You can burn about 100 calories per hour just by standing still and doing nothing. GPS is a free technology, but its maintenance costs $2 million a day. In terms of tornado frequency per unit area, Britain is the undisputed leader. Times Square was called Longacre Square until the New York Times headquarters moved here in 1904. The word kimono literally translates to thing to wear. Ki means wear. Mono means thing. Santa Claus received a pilot's license and aeronautical charts from the U.S. government in 1927. He was also promised to include landing lights. Metallica became the first musical group to perform on all 7 continents. On December 8, 2013, the band played a concert, Free the Mall, in Antarctica. The number of cell phones exceeds the population of the planet. The Eiffel Tower was supposed to be located in Barcelona, but the project was so disliked by the locals that it was moved to Paris. There are no keyholes in the doors of the U.S. president's limousine, and only security agents know how to open them. Only the driver's window opens in the car to pay road tolls or communicate with escort agents. The longest cricket match lasted 12 days. England and South Africa played against each other. The match ended without a winner, as the English team had to hurry home. One of Qantas' domestic flights was operated on vegetable oil. This was the first commercial flight on biofuel in Australia. The founder of the Guinness Book of Records could not find information about the fastest game bird, got angry, and decided to collect all the records in one place. The larger an animal's brain, the longer it yawns. Mice yawn the fastest, while dogs and camels have the longest yawns, not counting humans. The tomatoes, mozzarella, and basil on Margherita pizza represent the Azent flag. It was first prepared around 1890 for the Italian Queen Margherita, who immediately fell in love with this dish. The human heart beats about 15,000 times a day, 42 million times a year, and over 3 billion times in a lifetime. Abraham Lincoln loved cats so much he once allowed a cat to join an official dinner at the White House. Spam got its name from canned ham, which, according to the comedy group Monty Python, was disgusting, ubiquitous, and inevitable. The least used letters in the English language are J, Q, X, and Z. The chance of a child being born on February 29 is 1 in 1,461. The most remote ATM in the world is in Antarctica. It serves 1,000 residents of a research complex. I wonder what they spend the cash on. Papua New Guinea has more languages than any other country. There are over 20 local dialects here. King of the Jungle was supposed to be the name of the movie, The Lion King. The creators realized in time that lions do not live in the jungle and came up with a new name. To stop a tickle in your throat, scratch your ear. This will stimulate the nerve endings and relieve the spasm in your throat. The stickers on fruits are edible. They use safe glue. The main thing is not to forget to wash the fruits before eating. The smallest object ever photographed is the shadow of an atom. First, it was detected by a detector, and only then by a digital camera. 16 million thunderstorms occur in the world annually, and 1/800 of them are raging right now. One of the strangest holidays in the world is celebrated on March 3. It is called What If Cats and Dogs Had Thumbs? What do you think they would do first if they had such thumbs? We look forward to your answers in the comments. The largest tree on the planet is the giant sequoia, General Sherman. It is over 2,000 years old, approaches the height of the Statue of Liberty in Big Ben, and weighs 18 times more than a blue whale. Elvis Presley was a blonde in his childhood and school years. Then he thought black hair was more stylish. Sometimes he even dyed it with shoe polish. The very first photograph was taken in 1826 and took a full 8 hours. Could you sit still for that long? In ancient Greece, to express feelings, young men threw apples at girls. Catching an apple meant reciprocating the feelings. Children from such marriages were called Capel or Macintosh. Just kidding. It was assumed that people would first pour tea out of the bag, but everyone quickly realized that brewing the drink in it was much more convenient. The temperature of a beehive is approximately equal to the normal temperature of our body. When it gets hot, Bees cover the hive and flap their wings to cool their home. Extreme ironing is a real sport that originated in England. The idea is to climb to a hard-to-reach place with a board and iron a lot of things. Good, but where is the outlet? The first roller coasters were built in the early 19th century to transport coal down a hill. Then people realized how cool it was and started paying to ride. The smallest inhabited island is located in New York State. It is called Just Room Enough. There is enough room for a small house and a tree. If you learned something new today, like this video and share it with your friends. And here are some more cool videos you might like.